Hey, it's time at Dish with D. That's me. Thank you for clicking on this video. We are making a cake that I was requested to make. And it's Friday, it's early, everybody's still sleeping, so I thought, let's bang this sucker out, because when I thought of this, I thought to myself, that sounds really good, Denise. An orange cranberry cake. They wanted a mug cake, but I thought I would do it in a loaf. Now, you can get these loaf pans at the Dollar Tree. Well, I've just seen them at mine, so I know they're still around. But we're going to use some 50% less sugar cranberries, mandarins that we will drain, and instead of a banana, because I thought the banana might be a little bit overpowering, because I don't want any banana in my cranberry. So we're going to use unsweetened applesauce. So it's my basic cake recipe that I make here all the time, just tweaking a few of the flavors around. I do have orange extract that I'm going to use. I thought of using a little amaretto skinny syrup that I have. I think that would be really good, but I'm thinking possibly putting it over the top when it comes out of the oven. That could be optional, but I think I might do it. So yeah, so you don't, I'm trying to, like, orange extract is something I happen to have. I know a lot of people might not have it. So what would I use in place of that? Maybe the juice of an orange, maybe zest. I may use zest anyway, because I feel like I want to punch it up to be orangey. And sometimes I like a little zest. Since we have oranges anyway, I might just zest one, or zest a little bit, just because. Or maybe put it on the top. I'm thinking of putting the cranberries on the top. I'm undecided. Depends on how many cranberries you want to use now. These are the reduced 50% less sugar. A tablespoon and a half, or almost 3/4, is 1 point. If you go to 2 tablespoons, it's 2 points. I want to keep it at 1 point for the cranberries. Now, you could use fresh cranberries. Yes, I would think, but I know not everybody has them. Now, I have them in my freezer all the time. So, but I figure everybody can get dried cranberries. So we're going to go with that, but feel free to put in fresh if you wanted. That would shave off the point. A point! But you can use the point for other things. So, again, I always say these cake loaves are great for one. They're definitely point friendly enough you can eat the whole thing. But I will be totally honest when I tell you I usually only eat half. So you can split this if you wanted. But, again, if you want to eat the whole thing, if it's well within your points, I think the whole cake comes out to, what do I think? I'm guesstimating right now. I'm pretty sure it was 4 or 5 points, depending on what you top it with. So at the most, I think it's going to be 5 points. So honestly, you can get a piece of cake out there for 5 points. So I don't think this is a bad idea. And what I like about these is it's one and done. Once I eat it and the 5 points are done, it's gone. I don't have another cake to go slice a little bit more off, because how many of us go, I'm going to have a little bit more, I'm going to have a little bit more. So yeah, my life is always make it one and done. If you have a spouse you want to make for, you can either split it, or you can make him, get 2 ramekins, make him one. Shut him up. So, or you can share, it's up to you. So I'm going to get my ingredients. We're going to get started. This is not going to be a very long video, I hope. All right, let's get started. Now I'm not using a whole little cup of applesauce. I buy this at Sam's and BJ's, and I always have them, the unsweetened. I'm just going to use a 1/4 cup. I could always add more. I'm, again, seeing how wet I want this, because I'm adding fruit to it. So I don't want it to be too wet. All right. So we have our applesauce. Now I have egg whites open, so I'm just going to use that. Now you could absolutely use an egg, I would assume. I'm sure you could. I'm just going to put a few tablespoons of it. Since I have egg whites open, I'm just going to use them. So 2 tablespoons of egg whites. Now, like I said, I do have orange extract. I'm just going to put a teensy little bit. I have my teensy little measurer here somewhere. I just saw it. I'm thinking, oh, when do I ever need that? When I want it, I can't find it. Here it is. Teensy, teensy. No, that's not the teensy anymore. No, I'll just try this one. So it's right here. So I don't want to OD on orange. So 1/4 teaspoon of orange extract. Now, if you don't have orange extract, if you have like a skinny syrup or something, if not, I would say just juice an orange. All right, that mixed. Going to put some sweetener, my monk fruit, whatever I'm using. I don't always use monk fruit. I always use sometimes pure. Okay. Looking at I wrote a list down. Sugar extract. I've decided not to put any spices in here. I'm just choosing not to. So I have my orange, and I'm going to put a little zest in there, just for a little, you know, because I can, just a little bit. A little fresh essence. Like I said, if you don't have the extract, I would say juice this, or use more zest that I'm going to use. I'm not using it a lot. That's it. Well, that is probably a lot anyway. There we go. Mix, mix, mix. Okay. I'm gonna put my flour in, 1/4 cup, and I have a teaspoon of baking powder. And some salt, because, you know, everything needs salt. So let's double check everything. My fruit's in there, my flour, my egg, my sugar, my extract. I'm not adding any spices. If you want, that's up to you. Baking powder, salt. Okay. That's it. Combine. Grab our cranberries. Yeah, we can have up to 1 3/4 tablespoons for 1 point. So you can decide how you want to use that. And I don't know how many we'll say. Let's go with it. I think 1 tablespoon, honestly. I may put a couple on top for decor. I think I'm going to stop with this 1, and you're going to chop them, only because they'll go a little bit through. You won't get big chunks of cranberry if you chop it a little bit. Like I said, you could use fresh. I do have fresh, but I know not everybody does, so try to make this where everybody can make the same. So they're chopped up, so you see how it looks like you got a lot more. We're just going to sprinkle that in our batter. And we're going to put our little mandarins in there. So that's going to give it a little bit more moisture too. That's why I didn't want to use, let's put a few in there. I want to put a few on the top. That's what, maybe half the package. Smells really good. Like I said, if you wanted cinnamon, if you wanted nutmeg, whatever you want to put on this, I'm just choosing not to put any spices. My oven is preheated to 375. I'm going to have my little pan, which I'm going to spray with some non-stick spray. I'm using the ghee spray today. There we go. And we're just going to place the batter in. It's nice when you want a sweet treat. You just go in there, make yourself a little cake, eat it, and be done with it. Yeah, I'm not ready to have whole cakes in the house. I may never be ready for that. But these little guys, these are much more doable. Just spread her out. I'm gonna top it with a couple of mandarins. Those two are kind of broken up. Just for decorative purposes. Like that. And maybe a couple of cranberries, because we have the points. Let's chop them so they're... So you can see that is orange and cranberry. There we go. And what I'm going to do, because I don't know, I feel the need to, is I'm just going to sprinkle a little monk fruit on the top. Oh no, the mood hit me. No rhyme or reason why I did that. It's a little sprinkle. All right, we're going to bake it. I'm going to probably put her in for 20 minutes, but I will definitely let you know when we come back. She baked for 23 minutes. Got a little brown on top. I think it might have been from the sugar. But I'm just going to loosen her a bit. Let me grab a pot holder. So loosen her. Because there's a little sugar made a little bit of a crust. Smells, I smell the orange. Okay, what I want to do is, now again, this is totally optional because I want to do it. I have this Amaretto Da Vinci syrup. It is like a skinny syrup. It is, I got it on Nutrition, but I've never seen an Amaretto syrup. And this smells so good. So I want to put a tablespoon to soak in while it's warm. I should poke some holes in it, but I think it'll be fine. Just pour it on top to soak in there. There we go. We'll let it cool for a few minutes. Then I'm going, that's pretty good. Oh, let's taste a piece. I'm going to cool for a few minutes. I'm going to invert it onto a rack to cool completely. But yeah, I definitely highly suggest giving it a little loosey-goosey. So hopefully she won't, you don't want her sticking. But I'm going to leave it for a few minutes. I'm going to flip it over. And then, I don't know, should we glaze it? I don't think I need a glaze. But I may do one just for you guys, because maybe you don't want to put that amaretto syrup on there. Maybe you don't have it. Maybe you want a little bit of a powdered sugar glaze or a powdered monk fruit glaze. You can use either one. Remember, everything is interchangeable. Sugars are always interchangeable. You want to use regular? Go ahead. You want to pay the points for regular sugar? Be my guest. It's your pickle. You do you, boo. And that's how life goes. So I'm going to let this cool. And I'll be back to show you how she glaze. How we glaze her. I can get it out, you know. It's again, another Friday with no sun. It's bad. But I'm going to go have my breakfast and then everybody's going to be rising and shining here. Our cake has cooled completely. Now, I will tell you, it did stick a little bit, as you can tell. But from the top, it looks fantastic there. You know, it could have been the oranges sticking to the bottom as well. Now, this step is totally optional. I just have some powdered monk fruit and I mix it with a little bit of almond milk. You could use orange, a squeeze of some orange juice. You could do the amaretto if you wanted. I just don't want it to be, I don't want it to be fighting with flavor. So I just did it plain. But you know what? You can put whatever you want. And you make it as thin or as thick as you like as well. Because this is your cake, not mine. So there we are. Now this is, again, I just think it just adds a little bit of, you know, something when you put a little bit of a drizzle on something. Again, you could leave this off completely, be more of a breakfast bread. Could we even use oats instead of the flour? Sure, I think that would be really good. I almost thought about doing that, but that would be for another day. We will make an oat loaf. You could use regular sugar. You could use, I'm using powdered monk fruit, but you know, use whatever you like. Let's get this. This is good on my nerves. There we go. And I do have some saved mandarins. We're just going to put it on the top. I do have some of the cranberries that fell off. Put them back on. Just for, you know, to make it aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Because we eat with our eyes first. So, oh, this looks really good. If I do say so myself, and I will. This is a beautiful little cake here. Be a great little birthday cake. Put a candle in this sucker. And there you go. We know the points because if you count the flour and the cranberries. So what did I say it was? 5 points. We'll go over it. Let me just take a few pictures and we'll taste and we'll go over points. Alrighty. It is 3 points for the flour. Everything else is 0. And 1 point for the amount of cranberries I used. Now I did drain my mandarins, so I don't have to count those. You could use fresh mandarins if you have them. Or oranges, whatevs will work. You could use the juice of the orange instead of the extract. It's fine, I think it would work. You could use more zest. I just used very little zest. I mean, it was very little. So let's, I mean, it is just visually stunning. I will say that. So let's taste. A little piece. Look at the inside. Cutting the cranberries makes them go a lot further. This is a beautiful cake. I mean, it's soft, it's moist. I taste the amaretto, I like it. I taste the orange, everything. Oh my gosh, this is maybe one of the best cakes I've ever made. Thank you, Lynn, for suggesting this. Look at that. So you can lose weight and eat cake too. You just have to be smart about it, and you can't make a lot. That's one of the biggest things and tip I can give you. You can't have a big cake around. You can't. It's too hard. So why not make life easier and make a small one? Once you've eaten this 4-point cake, it's done. And like I said, half for 2 points is plenty. I will tell you that. You could save half for tonight and half for tomorrow. It's 2 points. Seriously, and if you could have 2 points of cake. This is really, 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 did I say really? Really good. So this is going to be the Lynn. Since Lynn was the one that suggested it, this is the Lynn cake. Because I like to name cakes and things after people who inspire them. So Lynn, L-Y, 1N, Lynn, this is your cake. So I hope I made you proud. I hope you try this cake. Let me know if there's something you'd like to try. If you enjoy this video, let me know the big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Join us here at Dish with D. This is what I'm creating. Livable food, livable sweets you can have on plan. And this is what keeps me on plan. People say, how do you stay on plan, Denise? This is how. No need to binge when you're eating it. You just have to make it in smaller amounts. It's all about the portions. It's all about not having something around that's going to set you off. I'm not making 2 and 3 of these at once. You saw how easy it came together. You make one, you have it, you're done with it. So that is the best advice I can give you. And also invest in these. I will eat this as a snack later. It's not going to go to waste. But yeah. Thank you for watching this recipe on dishwithd.com. It will hook you up with the written recipe. We'll have the points and everything. I don't need to put it in Weight Watchers because the only pointed things are 2 things. Cranberries and flour. Now, if you wanted, you could use gluten-free flour, regular flour. You could use fresh cranberries. That would shave a point off. I don't know how it would be. I'm hoping they would explode is my hope. I used like these. These are the 50% less sugar, but it was a point. Honestly, yeah, I don't know what the regular cranberries would be versus the 50% less sugar. I don't know that. You don't even know the difference between less sugar and these. But again, you do you, boo. You get what you use what you have. Chopping up a smaller amount will put put them through. You know, that's how you work things out. But I'm going to go share this, and I will dish with you another day. This gloomy Friday. Thank you for inspiring me, Lynn. It was a great, great cake, and I'm so happy that I made it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up this video if you enjoy it, and share if you know somebody that needs to have some cake on their weight loss journey. I certainly would appreciate it. Bye-bye for now.